When CLOCKstep Multi is acting as the master clock in your setup, you'll want to enter or read the tempo. You can do that several different ways, which I'll be showing you. If CLOCKstep is not the master clock and it's instead following an external clock, set the tempo on the other clock device. So the first thing you'll probably notice is that CLOCKstep doesn't have a constant display for BPM. But that doesn't mean you can't set or look up what the exact tempo is. But first, here's tap tempo. That's fine for some circumstances, but when you want to input an exact BPM, hold down the tempo button for 2 seconds. A new pattern of lights are arranged like a calculator 10 key, 0 at the bottom and 9 at the top. Use this to input a 3-digit number, let's say 205 BPM. It's fast and it behaves and feels exactly like using a 10 key. I can even enter a BPM with a decimal and it'll still work exactly like a 10 key. Here's 205.6. Now I'll set the tempo back to 120 and do it a bit slower so that I can show you what's happening on the UI. The green light indicates the first digit of the tempo that CLOCKstep is currently using. It's 2 because the tempo is currently 205. I'll enter 1 as the first digit. Now 2 things happened. In the right-hand column, the first button becomes lit to show that the first digit is locked in. On the 10-key layout, it's ready for the second digit to be entered. 0 is lit green because that's the second digit of the current running tempo. Now I'll enter 2, the second digit of 120. As you probably already expected, the second light in the right column is lit, and the 10 key is ready for the third digit while showing the value of the current tempo. I'll enter the last digit, 0. Now all the digits are entered for the new tempo, and the display changes for you to execute or cancel. This way you can time the execution for precisely when you want it. If I execute now, the decimal will automatically be entered as 0. Or I can press the lit button that's in place of the calculator decimal key and enter one more digit. Now it's back on the confirm or cancel screen, and those are my only 2 choices. I'll perform the tempo change at the top of the next bar. Also, if you don't know what the tempo currently is and you simply want to read it, following the green lights will inform you without changing the tempo. I'd like to impress upon you again how easy this actually is to enter BPM values. I'll do a couple at my usual speed. Here's 86. And here's 169. And here's 142.8. And finally back again to 120. This demo can't be complete without mentioning CLOCKstep's full MIDI implementation. Here I'm using a MIDI controller to tap in the new tempo. MIDI control changes can be used to set an exact tempo. And here's using a MIDI expression controller.